Hello!
And welcome to Grow As We Go.
Hi everyone, my name is Angie.
I'm Fatima.
Hi, my name is Ashley.
And my name is Diana. So before we start, I can't believe we're here. Like, this is our first podcast.
Welcome to our first podcast. So glad you're listening.
I'm
So
kind of
This
shy.
felt like a long time coming.
Seriously,
Really
months
did.
and months of preparation into this.
I was
for
looking
sure.
at the meeting notes, and then I saw like the first one. It was 7/25, and I literally had to count. That's like 5 months.
Is it? Is it 5 months?
I think that.
Math?
know.
Basically, this whole school semester, because I mean, we're listening to what? They're listening to this if you're in school during finals or approaching
Yeah.
finals. That's a whole semester preparation. This was basically a class, to be honest.
Literally.
Yeah.
Weekly meetings, bi-weekly, 3 times
Dude,
sometimes.
do it. And it all started because Ashley, she had the idea. And we were like, you know what, F it. But we didn't even see, like, I think it was, like, so natural, you know? Like, it wasn't so...
No, you know what? I was thinking about it. I was like, I was literally talking to my friend about this. I was like, I remember like when I first like wanted to start a podcast, I was like, oh yeah, like we'll have it done within like a minute and something like that. And then Angie was like,
It's gonna take
no,
long.
like Angie was the one who was like, if we want to like make this like good and like establish ourselves and like create like our own brand, I guess like we have to like take it really seriously and just like do it the right way and not just like half-ass it, you know?
No, for sure. Good things take time, and I really wanted us to really pour ourselves into it and really be intentional with all the little things. And I mean, we're all on the same page with that. It was no problem, but it was just like, it just took us a little bit longer than we thought. But I mean, nonetheless, we're here, so that's all that matters.
So for starters, my name is Diana, and I am a very big dreamer. I love creating different things like music. I like to draw. I like to write. I like to photograph. And it's all just, since I was a child, I've always been like that. Since my mom always put me in classes and stuff like that, I know how to dance all these different dances because of her. But anyways, basically I'm creative, and I am a senior in college, so I hope to graduate in the fall of 2021. That's me.
A little bit about myself is my name is Ashley, of course, just so y'all can like recognize my voice, because I know it's kind of hard. Like we have 4 gals here and it's like really hard, but this is Ashley. So I'm 21 years old. I'm going to turn 22 pretty soon and December 17th. So I'm looking forward to that, I guess. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm a Sagittarius if y'all are into astrology, sorry. I am a 4th year at UCSD. I am studying chemistry, and I'm also minoring in science education. A little bit about like my career wise, or like some goals that I have for the future, is that I plan on applying to grad school. I'm actually in the process of applying to grad school, and I want to go into oceanic chemistry, because I'm really passionate about climate change and our environment and how we can, like save our Mother Earth, who's like if it wasn't for her, like we wouldn't be here, and like she does so much for us. I'm gonna go into that, and then I guess plans after that is just to become a researcher, and after that just become an education teacher, high school chemistry. That's kind of just like in the background plans, but I'm not really like it's just for it just to be there, I guess.
Yeah, a guideline, a guide.
Yeah.
A rough guideline,
Yeah.
open to change.
And that's pretty much, I think, all about me. Did I hit all the points about, do you guys have anything else that
Yeah.
I should say? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you'll get to know your personality as we go. Oh my God, as we grow.
All right, so I'll go next. So my name is Angie. This is how I sound like. I go by she, her pronouns, but they, them, and theirs is perfectly fine as well. So a little bit about me. I am a CTVA major, which I know it sounds really weird. A lot of people don't really know what the acronym stands for, but it's Cinema, Television, Visual Arts, and I'm double majoring also in Women and Gender Studies, which I'm really excited for, and I'm graduating in spring 2021, so it's right around the corner, really surreal, but really excited nonetheless. My passions and post-grad plans, the same as Dan. I'm a creator. I love imagining things. I love creating. I'm into photography, into film, art, reading, anything when it comes to creating, or being creative and using that part of my brain, I'm there. That's just where I thrive in. A little bit about my personality. I'm a Libra, if you're into all that. I'm also is it Enneagram? Anagram?
I don't know. I think it's Enneagram.
Maybe
I don't know.
Enneagram. I'm type 7, if that tells you something about myself. The 16 personalities, I'm also ENFJT. If you're familiar with that. Some things about, like, I like to do on my free time. Like I said, reading, art, music. Oh, big Spotify girly. Love organizing my stuff on Spotify.
Y'all should check your shit out. You should check your shit out. Sorry.
Traveling, hiking, anywhere with nature, anywhere outdoors, anywhere with adventure, I'm there. So that's a little bit about me.
Last but not least, me,
The
Fatima,
best.
The best.
the oldest of the group. I'm 22 years old, but I'm close to being 23 years old in February. Go Pisces. 24th. I may be sensitive, but I'm a good person, I promise. But I'm currently going to CCSB as a math major. But in January, I'm starting actually at CBU as a civil engineering. And I am a senior. You guys are probably thinking like, oh my God, you're crazy. You're almost done. But honestly, it just feels right. And I know it's the right path for me. And I'm super excited. And there's not a lot of women in like civil engineering. And like, we need that. We need more women. And honestly, even as a math major, I'm like one of the only girls in the class. And it's like, at first I was like, oh my God, this is so odd. And like, they would ask me for help. And I was just like, oh my God, like, for help. I was underestimating myself. But then I was like, you know what? I don't care. Like, you know, I'm here for a reason, you know?
Woman in STEM.
Exactly.
We love that. That's
I'm
what
so
we
proud
love to
of you.
hear.
So, who are you, Fatima? Like, what do you do? What?
I'm a very creative person. I love creativity in any type of platform, especially interior design and fashion. Like that's like one of my like major things that I love, and I've always loved since I was little. Literally in every single baby picture you see me in, like I'm wearing a hat, a headband, and I still do to this day. Interior design. I'm literally at TJ Maxx, Home Goods all the time. Like
Yes. That's her second home.
And you be finding like gems too for good prices.
I'm looking at
too.
Fati's location, and she's either there, she's at Disneyland, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, like, or home. It's like one of those 4 things, or Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. But other than that, I love hiking. I love exploring. I love traveling, and I think that's something that we all love to do, and that's why we're here to share more of things that we love to do. You know. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to do things, and you know, we're here to like embrace that, enhance that in people, like, you know, go out there and explore and be you.
Yeah.
And make a change.
Exactly. I guess that's a good segue to tying into how we met. I would say I met Fatima. Me and Fatima have been friends since middle school. And I think Ashley and Diana have also been friends since
middle school.
Seventh grade.
Yeah, so we're 2 sets of middle school friends that met each other in high school. But me and Fatima met in middle school. Funny story, I remember being in 7th grade, like English class, walking in first day all nervous. You know, we all came from different elementary schools, so it was like new territory, like, oh my God, like new people, like everybody showing up, like hair done, best outfit, you know, the whole shebang.
Yeah,
Teenage
outfit.
Throwback.
Exactly. Usually that we do like first day of school. And I remember walking into class and meeting Fatima, and like the first thing I did was compliment her hair. And like I think that goes to show like her personality, because she came in like in her hobbies, like she came in like fashionista, like hair done, cute outfit, and I was like, girl, I really like your hair. And then she was like, thank you. And then the rest is history. Honestly, I think we clicked out right off the bat, I would say.
Ashley, how did we meet? I don't remember.
Wait, no, hold on. I want to talk about, okay, so I guess I'll talk about how Dan and I met, and then I'll talk about how I met Fatima, because that's a good story in itself.
Yeah, it is.
Dan and I, we went to the same middle school, and I remember you're in my 7th grade history class. I don't know why I still remember this, but I still remember it. You're in my 7th grade history class, and I just like to talk a lot, and like I'm always been.
You're always like a
She
social
won
butterfly.
most talkative in high school.
Don't even. That's so embarrassing. Anyways,
We're gonna post that on the story.
No,
just so y'all
anyways,
get some content.
dude, you know what was so ironic about that? When I saw like that senior superlative, I was like, whoever gets most talkative, like that makes it very annoying.
She said, whoever gets it, they're annoying. And then wins it. We're like, yeah.
And then I saw that I won it, and I was like, wow, like, whatever. I embraced it, but I was just still so hurt about it. Anyways, so I used to always talk a lot, and my teacher, he moved me to like a different seat, and then I was like a loner seat, and then that was like really close to Diana. Like she sat like behind me, and then I don't know, I just started talking to her. I don't know, because I just like talk to people.
Because you like talking to people, yeah.
Right. And so then I remember me and her would just like, we just like hung out. Like we never like sat together for lunch, I don't think so. Like I think it was just like, we were just like friends in that class.
Yeah.
And so I think I was like, oh, like we're tall girls, or like, I don't know, like, cause
yeah, we remember. Yeah, we were always the two tall girls. Yeah, I do now.
And like, I guess the rest is history. Like I don't know if were we friends in 8th grade, or were we just kind of like,
I feel like we seen each other and we said hi, but we weren't as close as 7th grade. Like we talked more in 7th grade. And I remember in 7th grade, I can like literally picture your face. You had like your little braces still. You had like you just look so like cute. I'm picturing it right now.
yeah. And then I think when we got to high school, like only you and I don't know, like we just had the same lunch together, and then that's when we became like closer, and like we would like sit with each other at lunch all the day.
We were lunch buddies, and then like one day Ashley was like, hey, you were like, you want to meet my friends? And I was like hella shy. I was like, I don't know. And so like I went, and then I don't remember who it was, like do you remember who was there?
Basically our whole group. So Diana,
but it was
Ashley
crazy.
brought her over.
No, it was crazy because I met Angie in my math class my freshman year.
Uh-huh.
And then I met Fatih. She was in my English class my freshman year. But it's crazy how it was two different, like, like, when I met Fatih, I don't know, like, I just, like, it's so weird. Like, for some reason, I thought that, like, she hated me. And then I was like, okay, then I hate her. I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I didn't know this.
I thought Ashley hated me. Like, I always thought every time she looked at me, she was like mad dogging me, and I was like, oh my gosh, she really dislikes me. I was like,
RBF.
And then like all of a sudden, at the end of the year, we're doing that Carpe Diem project for English, and then she comes up to me, she's like, Fatima, take a picture with me, and she like hugs me, and
what the?
You know that picture of me and her hugging?
We have that picture.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you guys didn't really talk before that? You guys look hella good friends.
No,
in that
it's because for that project, it's like, it was called Carpe Diem, and we just had, like, it had, like, tasks to do, like, kind of just, like, conquer the day, like, Carpe Diem, whatever that meant. And so one of them was, like, hug 5 people. So I'm over here, like, trying to get the assignment done. I'm like, give me a hug. Like, I don't know, like, I just, like, hug her. And then we took that picture.
Dang, so that picture brought you guys together.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
If you really think about it, like, Ashley, you were like the root of everything, of like this whole, like, our friendships, if you think about it, because like, what? That's
Low
crazy.
key.
No, yeah, because I met you in Miss Ramos's class, but I think we got closer, I would say, when we played softball.
So yeah, we had each other in math class, but I don't think we were talking in math class. Like, we just kind of like you would talk a lot, and then I would talk a lot, so we just kind of like, I don't know, like across the room, like, I knew who you were, like, I knew who you were, but like I never like sat next to her, and like we were like friends and stuff. But then like we both found out that we did softball, and then that was our like our 6th period class, right? And then after that we got to softball
close.
practice.
Yeah, it's hard to connect like everybody, but more of the stories that we all like.
I think we all became really close our sophomore year.
Yeah.
When we say other girls, guys, it's because it's 7 of us, but today it's 4 of us. Maybe they'll chime in with us one day.
Yeah. I think sophomore year for sure was like the year that like I don't know, I don't want to say like foundation because that sounds so like cliche, but like I feel like that was like the year that like we all like got really close and stuff.
And then it just took off, and it gets better by the year. Going into our friendship, but I remember summer of junior year, like before junior year, was like the best summer that we've had like as friends. I remember like we would go over each other's pools all the time. Like we made Snapchat videos. Like remember when Kylie Jenner? I don't know if you guys remember like Kylie Jenner trend when she was like making like stories on her Snapchat, like little movie types. So we copied her and like made our own stories. Like someone was pregnant, having a kid, and like and then Ashley turned into a zombie. Basically, we were just like being weirdos.
Guys, it got so weird that one day we were all like one person would close their eyes and we were all hold each other's hand and guess whose hand it was. Like,
stop! Don't
Wait, making a mess at Pizza
I'm gonna
Studio.
be embarrassed. No.
Wait, show that. What? Fatih, say that story. I don't know what you're talking about.
For instance, like you would have your eyes closed and all of us would go up to you and would hold your hand.
To give you guys context of this game, I don't know, we were one day coming home from Pizza Studio after getting lunch for 3 hours, and we were in Diana's living room, and we chose someone to have their eyes closed and put their hand out, and we would all go around holding their hand, and the person had to guess whose hand they were holding. And I guess that was just like our way of saying like, do you know me or not? But we were just being weirdos for like,
do you know me or not?
Like,
what was the purpose of that? Like,
when people
was
ask
just
us, like, oh, what
random.
did you guys do when you guys hang out? That's I did some weird shit like that, to be honest.
And then
Guys,
we also like
yeah.
we were the 7 dwarfs for Halloween. That was cute.
Made it on Pinterest.
Oh yes, we were the 7 dwarfs of Halloween.
And then senior year was iconic, I think, for our friend group too. We did the 7 dwarves, and then following 2 months later, well, not all of us, but most of us in our friend group did the Mean Girls dance, and we went viral, which
Or
was
the talent show.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy and funny
It-
and embarrassing.
it was just like so like
Out of the blue.
like we're literally from like the middle of like not middle of nowhere, but like we're not like we're from like, in an empire, like you know, you don't really like hear much about like there's not much going
Like,
on
nobody
here, and, like, next
knows
thing you know,
where
like
Fontana
Angie
is.
upload literally nobody knows.
I always have to say, oh, I live an hour away from LA or something.
yeah.
I can never say Fontana.
Cause they're like Montana, and it's like no.
Turkey.
Yeah. And then yeah, like so it was so weird how like that video like went viral, and we were just like, what the heck? And then we started getting hate comments because obviously like I can't dance, like I'm a terrible dancer. And
Yeah,
I
people
was
were
like,
clowning on us. It was so bad. And then because we had 5 of us instead of 4, and they're like they were literally fighting in the comments like who should have not been in the dance.
and
No
it was
way.
me. I think it was
bad.
me.
Oh my! I didn't know this.
We were famous for 0.3 seconds.
It got
was a
like
good
so
good
many
day.
million views. But anyways, I feel like that's a good way to like just talk about like why we made this podcast. It was like my idea, I guess, but it was like, you know, we were in the queue, like quarantine, and
in
I
the
don't know.
queue.
In the queue. Okay.
I wanted to feel cool saying that. But anyways, yeah, we were in quarantine, and then I started watching a lot of podcasts, and I was like, why don't like we start our own podcast, like kind of just talk about our experiences, because I know like sometimes like when we go through experiences, it may seem like we're like the only people going through these certain events.
Yeah.
Like talking about it, like, and other people can relate to it, and I don't know, like I feel like it was like why not?
I would agree too. I think when Ashley brought it up, I'm a big fan of podcasts too. When she brought it up, I was super on board. But I'm Ashley's more of like an implementer. She's more like straight to the point. Like, and if she says she wants to do something, she'll like literally figure out like the logistics. And so she got to it straight away. And I at least I didn't expect her to like be that dead ass serious, so that took me by surprise. But for sure, I think what made me jump on, because we gave the option to all our friends, and what made me jump off on this opportunity was just the same thing. I think we all have very unique stories, and I think even though we are similar, we're all very different personality wise, and we go through life differently. And it was also a place for us to kind of talk to each other after being away for college for so long. Like, this is the first time we probably have talked during the week this much since college.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like we still keep in touch, but obviously when you're in college, it's so different. But so I was like, you know what, this is more time for you guys. Like, we gotta explain our story, and like I gotta, chat with my girls, so I was like, I'm well on board. This is great.
Yeah, it totally caught me off guard. I was like, I was on it because I was like, I love podcasts too, but I'm more into like crime junkies. I love crime stories. I mean, it's not in a good way, but it's just interesting to know.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it happened this soon. I was like, okay, and like I love how you guys are like super into it too. So I was like, okay, so we're kind of like Ashley's the one who pushes a little bit more, just like Angie said. But like I'm excited to share like my side of the story. I'm excited to hear like their side of the stories, because I know there's a lot of people out there that like struggle in like their own little bubble, and they think that they're the only ones going through something, and it's not that way. Like, trust me, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I cry every day because of this quarantine.
Yeah, and I like how we're all on the same page, as like we're all open to being vulnerable, but not like crying and stuff like that vulnerable, but I'm talking about the real facts, the truth about what we're going through individually, because I feel like a lot of people will really like genuinely like this, because it's genuine. You don't really, at least I haven't came across like a group of girls or like a group of people that but there probably are out there, but but yeah, like I said yeah to this opportunity because honestly at first I didn't listen to podcasts and I didn't really know like anything about it. But when Ashley told us this idea, I'm a person that likes opportunities no matter what, and even if I don't know what it is, even if it's a challenge for me, I'm like willing to do it because at the end of the day I'm gonna grow from it, and I know like it'll help other people. So that's why like the only reason why I wanted to do this is because I hope to inspire other people, like our group, not just me, but like our group, because I know that we're so like individually, I feel like our group is very powerful, like powerful women. And like I feel like our beliefs are very different too, and that's so unique to me because although we like believe different things, we're like so similar at the same time, like at the root, you know.
I feel like we all have something different to like bring to the table. Like we're for sure not the same person, but like it just works.
And like sometimes people would tell me like, oh, your friends, you guys don't argue? Like, come on, you guys argue. Like, you guys are a bunch of girls, so you have to. But it's like, we have never argued. Like, and I feel like we've just been blessed to have that. Like, it's amazing that we haven't had to, like, go through that, you know?
I was having this conversation with my friends from college. I was telling them about our friendships, and they're like, wow, like, you really have been friends with these girls for, like, X amount of years. And, like, exactly, you guys don't bicker. Like, you guys never fought or, like, fought over boys or, like, any petty shit that usually teenagers go through. And I was like, no, like, truly we have not. I think what has made our friendship so special is that we all have very common core values, and we're very intentional in who we all invest our time into. And I think from the get-go it's been like that, and we value true friendship, and we value honesty and truth and genuine relationships. And I think that's why we work so well together, because we all, even though we're all so different, we still have common core values. And that's something that I think is really special and really rare. And I think the fact that we found this so early on in our lifetime, I want to hold on to it forever. I don't know, I'm just really, like, really, I feel really blessed being with you guys.
We balance each other, literally.
And we honestly do.
Yeah, we never stop talking to each other, and we've never, like, put ourselves down for something. If anything, we pick each other up. If you ever see somebody fighting, most of the time it's Ashley and Angie, but we laugh about it because they argue like little sisters. There's nothing too serious ever.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I for sure, like, the relationship that, like, I would say, like, I have, like, I think we all have different relationships with everybody.
With each other.
And I feel like we all know each other. Like, we know when something's off, or, like, when somebody has, like, their bad days and stuff. And I feel like just because, like, we've known each other for so long too.
And then when we're together, it's like we never really skipped a beat. It's we'll go a whole semester without seeing each other, and then we'll hang out for Friendsmas, and it's like time did not go by.
It's chaotic, but it's fun. We're always talking over each other.
Yeah, I feel like
we're so loud dude, we're so loud together too.
That's why I feel like I want to say, like, thank y'all to y'all, because, like, I literally just came at y'all with, like, a random ass idea, like, from, like, left field, like, hey, I just, like, let's start a podcast, and, like, y'all were, like,
random.
Y'all were, like, a little bit hesitant, but you're, like, I'm down, you know?
Yeah. But we want to give everybody our vibes. You know, I wanted this to be a safe zone for everybody, like, you know, to feel part of our little bubble. Like,
it's really interesting how much we discovered about ourselves creating this podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Like, our worth ethics, and how even if we have different worth ethics, and how to deal with that, and how to be patient, and how to be understanding of one another. Like, we have now, like, got to know each other in a different level. At least that's how I think on my side.
Like a professional sort.
Yeah, because you it's just different, you know, because this is literally like a job for us. Like, we were taking this, or we are taking this as serious as a job, because we do want to have long-term goals for this podcast.
And I think that's kind of how our title came about, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, we had a bunch of meetings, you know, we took them very seriously, had agendas, timestamps, like, scheduled them out within our schedule. We had the whole shebang that you would do for, like, an internship or for a job. Like, we were implementing what we learned in college to do this project, because we wanted to take it serious. So, and that's kind of how our name came about. We were growing together and growing individually as we went on throughout this process. So that's literally how our name came about. Who said it?
I think it was me, because it was so annoying, because we were, like, on, like, a podcast name. Like, we worked on it for, like, maybe 2 meetings, and these meetings were, like, 3 hours long.
3 hours long, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so,
we were
like,
on task. It's not like we were blabbering for 3 hours.
Exactly.
Like, no, literally on task. Like,
we were, like, work mode.
It was very
like,
professional.
I was just, like, I feel like Yeah, and I feel like we all were kind of like, I guess, like tired in a way, because like we all contributed to the name equally. Like Fatima said some names, Angie said some names, Diana said some names, I would say some names, and like we created like this whole master list, and like we went through it one by one. And so then we saw Grow As We Go, and I was like, I think that's like a really good title, because like essentially like in this podcast and since our high school career, I feel like we've just been growing as we're going, and I feel like that's, I want to say like the mission statement in a way is just like, you just grow as you go on. Like you're not gonna be static. Like you're always gonna be moving.
But you also have to take a notice. You have to choose to like keep going, you know, because some people do stay static. But we want to advocate to grow as you go, and grow as you listen to us, and grow in your lifetime, and you know. But you can like interrupt.
We're ever evolving, honestly.
And I feel like I think, in a way, I first started this podcast for like ourselves, like for myself, but I feel like it's gonna work in a way that it can help others. Like I think reflection is just the best way for you to grow. Like there's this, I'm really gonna butcher this, but I think it's by, I'll come back to y'all with the name of the author. It says, an unexamined life is not worth living. And it's like, you need to examine your life and reflect on it so that you can, I don't know, just live
and grow.
No, and I think that ties into our mission statement too, and like our purpose and our own personal why. I think we're very aware of, you know, who we are and who we want to be and who we hope to be, and how, you know, we could use each other as a community.
I feel like we all have that same common goal, and like individually that we want to be the best versions of ourselves.
Yes.
And because of that like motivates us and drives each and one of us subconsciously, I feel like, because like even during this journey of making this, like I would admire some of the traits that you guys brought into the table, because I'd be like, no, I kind of want to do that too. Like that's a good idea. Like I'd talk to myself like that, because you know I want to like grow individually, you know, and I feel like all of us subconsciously have been doing that with in our group, because each one of us have like traits that others would benefit from, admire. You know, admire. Exactly. Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah.
I hope anyone who's listening, like you're well aware of, you know, that there's not a lot of representation of where we come from and who we are. You know, we're all first generation Latinas. All of our parents migrated from Mexico at a very young age. So we're also not only trying to navigate us becoming who we are, but also becoming in a place that is very foreign for our families. There's just not a lot of perspective and stuff, and we all need to come together. One of my missions for this podcast is for us to help other people who are similar to us, who've had similar experiences or going to have similar experiences as us. We use our stories to bridge some sort of bridge for them to cross eventually. You know, my brother, he graduated college, and I remember his quote that he told me, and like how that went into him designing his cap and gown was, I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. And that really resonated with me, because giants is our family. It's people who came before us that help us become who we are today. And I think it's our purpose, and it should be our life mission to also help other people stand on top of us, because at the end of the day, we all have to evolve and evolve humanity forward. And I believe in order for us to evolve humanity is to be selfless and to do that together. And yeah.
And I feel like it's very interesting that you bring about like standing on shoulders, because we discussed this in my education class. It was this quote by Albert Einstein. I'll go ahead and read it to y'all. It says, "You are where you are today because you stand on somebody's shoulders. And wherever you are heading, you cannot get there by yourself. If you stand on the shoulders of others, you have reciprocal responsibility to live your life so that others may stand on your shoulders." Exactly. It's the quad pro quo of life. And I feel like literally what you just said.
I love that you guys pointed that out, because like right now I viewed it similarly to that, but the way that you explained it in that quote, just like, at least for me, it just inspires me even more, you know, because I feel like we all have an obligation to help others, and sometimes that is just sharing your story, sometimes that is just doing some simple things, but the way that you guys put it as an obligation, because people like my parents, like our family, like we wouldn't be here without them, you know. We wouldn't be here if they didn't come. We wouldn't be here if they didn't work so hard if they did, you know. And like how you said, like, I mean, I hope that we can successfully do that to other people as well. And I feel like that's so beautiful to think about it like that.
At the end of every episode, we wanted to take some time to, you know, reflect on our conversations, reflect on our week, and we're calling that our Discover Her segment. So, discover, but discover her, because we are hers. Disc of her.
I feel like something that I learned about this podcast, or like our first very official episode that has been long forthcoming, I just learned about a lot about ourselves, you know, like I learned, and I think I grew a little bit more appreciation for us and our friendship, and I feel like it's important that we acknowledge and recognize that, and it's not something that you think about when you're not thinking about it. If that, like, I would have never had these thoughts about like our friendship and like how we have grown if I wasn't talking about this. It's just like all internal. Like I feel like saying it is like solidifying it.
And really take it in and for
yeah.
what it means.
Yeah, adding to what you said, like I never really think about like I mean, I do appreciate our friendship and so on, but like speaking about it and sharing it with others, it's like you appreciate even more, and I learn more about you guys and more eternally things, you know. And I love sharing it because I know a lot of people, even like when I just mentioned, oh yeah, me and my friends have been together for many years, like been friends for a long time. They're like, wow, like that's crazy. And like just sharing that, so heartwarming, and like I love just giving good vibes to everybody.
And I feel like I learned your guys' perspective on our group, and like, you know, we talk about our stories and how we met, and I don't know, it's different now that we have this time where each and one of us was able to talk as long as we can, and like just specify some things that others didn't acknowledge. Like a lot of like things that you guys pointed out in your stories, I had no idea, and like just our personalities, I feel like I've just been more aware of, if that makes any sense. And also the whole standing on people's shoulders, I learned that too. I thought that was pretty cool.
And I think that's what my little point of reflection is, how we hope that through our experiences that in some way we could be those bridge builders for you, and those giants that you guys stand on our shoulders, and vice versa. I'm sure that we're going to learn a lot from you, the viewers, as well. And I'm just really excited for this journey that we're on, and I'm really excited for all the growth that's to come.
Exactly. So thank you guys for joining us today. We truly 100% appreciate it. For more content, head over to our Instagram at Grow As We Go Podcast. And we really hope y'all enjoyed your dose of growth for today, and just like remember to always strive for growth, and we'll see you all on the next episode, which is going to be on Tuesday at 7 in the morning.
Every Tuesday at 7 a.m.
Pacific time.
Be there or be square.
Alrighty, bye.
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 Bye. Baby.
I found the truth.